Hey guys, and welcome to another Polymer clay tutorial. Today it is raining all day long and we are going to create the Moisty Merman from Fortnite. This is not a coincidence, this must be fate. While shooting the Moisty Merman tutorial, it is raining all day long, it is raining very heavily, and well, you decided that I should spend my day creating the Moisty Merman, you decided in the poll, and I was happy that I had a good task to do on this weather day. Yeah, here you see the view out of my chamber, my room where I am creating. And well, let's get started. Let's create the Moisty Merman together. And we are starting, as always, with the armature, with the aluminum wire. And I try to get this posture, which is typical for the Moisty Merman, as it was introduced in this posture. But it was difficult to get, but well, you can decide in the end result how you like the posture and how you like the whole creation. This white, bright green and dark green is the main base layer, the base color. For the Moisty Merman, it's like his suit. And we are adding different colors on top. This is the same color which would be for the breast muscles, because all the male Fortnite characters are in really good physical shape. They're doing a lot of exercises and workouts in the gym. Well, I would also guess the female ones as well, but for now I only created the red knight. Now let's work on his backside of the skin, and the first step is almost finished. I decided to go for oven hardening quite early, so yeah, I was working all day long in my pajamas because it was raining so much, I told you. And I think the best way to feel comfortable on such a day is to stay at home and just wearing your pajamas. For now, we will place the wire onto the plate and the base layer, and I'm currently working on some marks for all the armor, the knee protection, for example. And now we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked Moisty Merman Part 1. Now we are starting to mix the second color, the second main color, which is slightly darker than the one from the suit. Here you see the color difference, and this one is used for all the armor, I think, for the gloves and also for the shoes. Yeah. This part is for the head later on. It looks like a vest he is wearing, so we are attaching this very thin layer to the creation, to our character. And here we go, also on the back side, just leaving out the parts where his bottom is. We will add a zipper to the back side by the end of this tutorial. But for now, we are also creating the protection, the armor for the breast, and it has this shape, and I'm placing it right in position. It is very similar to Omega, for example, and also I think Rex. This tutorial was also very similar to this one. Yeah, there are some marks as well, and these are the shoulder patches, protection things. And this is the connection pieces for the knee protection, and it's all made out of the darker green. Here we go, on the other leg as well. Just working on the gap between the two protection pieces. The elbow protection as well. And now this is his scarf he's wearing for neck protection. I was recently, it was the bachelor party from my brother, and we were playing paintball, and I was wearing a scarf like that for the protection on my neck. I was the only one to wear such protection, and they all made fun of me because I was wearing a scarf and it was really hot on this day. But in the end I was really happy because I got some really hard shots on my neck. So who was laughing in the end? Yeah, here we go for some more details on the breast. And all over the body there are these warts or nipples, whatever you want to call them. Most of them are on the legs and on the arms as well. This is the belt buckle, and I liked this belt a lot compared to other Fortnite characters because it was so unique and interesting. And all over the creation is this juicy jelly thing. Slime, yeah, let's call it slime. And these things I'm currently creating, I assume these are any ammo parts for reloading one of his guns. But as I'm not playing Fortnite, I'm not 100% sure on that. But nevertheless, we are placing 3 of them. I created 4, I know, of these double packs, but we only need 3 because on the left part of his belt is this piece, and it's, I assume, any kind of reading device because it has this pointer, this white pointer, and we are placing it onto the belt as well. Here we go. It wasn't only raining very heavily these days, it was also, there was a very strong storm, and in the neighbor city where I'm living there was so much water it couldn't flow away quick enough, so even the shopping mall there was water to your knees. The videos which I saw were just so surreal. I think this is always the case when you see unexpected weather conditions, like heavy snow, for example. Yes, some more of these warts or nipples or whatever this is. And we will also work on his left hand. And I tried to get this typical hand expression. It's typical for monsters, I would say. Well, this character is supposed to be a hero, right, in Fortnite? The Moisty Merman, the saver of the sailman. Does it make sense? This is translucent clay. I used it before in different tutorials, and after oven hardening it gets slightly transparent. It's really cool to create things with this type of clay, but as it isn't transparent right now before oven hardening, somehow it is difficult to use it properly, because you never know how much of detail can be seen underneath a piece created with this translucent clay. I would say these are starfish as shoulder protection, and these are the tiny fins on his arms. I used a new technique to create the details on the fins, and I think I will stick with this technique as they look amazing, and it was really easy to create. Now we can add them to the arms. Maybe some of you are wondering, while we are preparing the head, why I didn't create and why you didn't see the axe, the harvesting tool, the one, the editor's cut, I think it's called editor's cut. Most of you complained about this harvesting tool, that it doesn't look that great, and I totally agree. It's not the coolest harvesting tool out there. So I even thought about creating a new and unique harvesting tool for this guy, but in the end I didn't had any great ideas. If you have great ideas which X would look great on this guy, let me know. Meanwhile, I will have a drink. Yeah, tea. Hot tea is the best thing you can do on ugly weather. So if you have any idea which X would look appropriate and cool on this guy, I'm happy to create it afterwards. But, well, this director's cut, the one with the camera, didn't look that great on this guy, because it doesn't make this monster look real, because everyone knows it's a character from a movie because he's wearing this camera. I hope you get me. Now, this is these are the fins on the back side of his head. Now we create also the other side, and we are attaching it to the head. Maybe the head is a bit too long. I was not sure about that. You can judge on that. Placing it onto the plate, and now we will work on some more fins for his... What's it for? I can't remember, but we'll see. No, it was for the head, for the top of his head. There's another fin. Looks a bit like a chicken now, a green chicken. And this is the dark red tongue with tiny bubbles on it. I used a very bright red for that. And we are placing it into the mouth. Yeah. And still, while creating right now, it is raining so much outside. When we were children, well, most of the time I was playing outside. We had a big forest next to our house where my parents' house is. You can see this house in the 1000 subscriber special, if you're interested in that. And we played all day long outside in the forest, and when it was raining we had to stay inside, and it was so boring all day long. So we came up with different games. Well, it's back a few years, so I didn't even had a computer, and we were playing games we came up with. For example, Don't Touch the Floor. Nowadays you would call it The Floor is Lava. So we created sceneries where we had to climb over all the furnitures, and this was one of our favorite games, which I used to play with my brother. Yeah, the one who married. I only have this one. Greetings to you, Daniel. And his wife, Sina. Now, also the other foot as well. This was difficult to create because it was a bit crooked, but I came up with a solution which worked pretty well. I'm using the knife for attaching the sole to the shoe. Here we go. And we are getting it into shape with my scalpel. Yep. And all we have to do now is work on the toes, the 3 big fat toes of this guy. And I even like this technique more than I used on all the other Fortnite boots, because it is so easy to create another colored sole for the shoes. Some more juicy slime as well. Here we go. There's not much work left on this character, on this Fortnite skin all we have to create now is the backpack on the back side and the zipper I told you before. And this one is even a bit opened right there. I'm wondering how he is able to reach this zipper that he can undress his suit. Well, but who knows? Maybe he has mighty powers. These are the two tanks on his back, the backpack. And there's one green and one red bottle. They are fixed with this metal stripe, and I'm just using a very thin layer of silver clay for that. Yep. Also fixing the other bottle as well. And now the crazy part starts with the outlets on top of the bottles and some more slime as well. The valves of these outlets are very detailed and very tiny. I didn't spend too much time on it. I think I screwed up anyway, well, you can judge. But in the end I thought it isn't that big. Oh, this is my son visiting me from time to time while I'm creating. And these are the two black tubes. And I'm just preparing or creating this tiny patch. Looks like the one on the Leviathan helmet. And we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked Moisty Merman. This is the head we are drilling right now to stick it onto the wire. And the backpack, the two air bottles, are ready to be glued onto the back as well. I'm using my super glue, very fast drying, but be careful. There happened many accidents with this glue. And some transparent polish for the tongue, for some shiny details on the eyes as well. And guys, I guess finally that's it! The Moisty Merman! Guys, I hope you enjoyed this rainy tutorial. It is still raining a lot. And while shooting the thumbnail for this video, I even damaged the wooden floor with the water. It was 2 liters. This is 60 ounces, I would guess. That's it for today. Now I will clean the floor. Have a great weekend and see you next week. Bye. Oh man.